We look at Donald Trump. He's one of the worst leaders we've ever, probably the worst president we've ever had. He's had no adversity at all in his life.
Worse than Andrew Johnson?
Let's see. Let's see how we'll reconvene in 2029. The jury's still out on that.
I think you have to reconvene later than that, but I think that, and I don't know that I believe that, but I think that we hopped there very easily.
Because you say you don't know. You believe what, that he is or that he isn't? Right. Say it one more time.
Trump is the worst president we've ever had.
Well, it's either him or Reagan. You and I think you would agree with me on that one.
%. I mean, there's no question. Yeah, the most frustrating thing in my life is people trying to compare the Trump administration and the Reagan administration. I mean, it's very, when I say that TR is my favorite president, that is a virtual tie with Mr. Reagan.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, also, and I don't know what you're on. James Buchanan's got to be up there. He kind of led to the Civil War. That wasn't great. Yeah. All of those presidents who were Southerners, who, you know what I mean? Because I don't know their names, but they were all Southern presidents who teed up the Civil War. They're pretty bad. To your point, Andrew Johnson was pretty bad. I'm saying, and this is getting to our earlier conversation. This is me being perhaps more of an alarmist in this moment, but I don't think we can make that judgment. Tricky Dick's up there. My area of expertise as a historian, he's certainly up there. Yeah. I think what's different about Nixon and Trump is, and maybe this is me being blind in the moment, more partisan and not being a historian about this, and perhaps it's too early to tell. Nixon did a lot of good as well.
Right. Well,
I mean, he did pull us out of Vietnam.
I mean, I feel like, again, I mean, I'm a bit of a Nixon apologist, which is ironic because Nixon also is not a conservative.
No, he's a liberal.
But to me, for my challenging you about Trump,
which I appreciate,
what I will say against my own argument, what I think makes Trump different and perhaps unequivocally the worst is with the other people that we're talking about, you have a sense of they had some sense of values. We may disagree with where they wanted to go, but they seem to have a vision, a sense of value, a sense of what the country should be. Trump seems to have nothing more than
his own interest.
It's all personal interest.
He's never said a coherent policy about anything, and he's been dominating the American political scene for 10 years, 11 years now.
Yeah, and you cannot look at it and say that there's not a coherent policy here. It's I'm gonna cut deals on what I can put my name on to give you legislation. Right? It's just I think your statement is probably right. I just the contrarian in me says,
which I appreciate. Because that's an interesting way to put it. Like, is what Donald Trump's doing worse than, I don't know, trying to scuttle Reconstruction?
Right.
To not stopping the Civil War? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I think there are real questions.
I mean, you could make the argument that this isn't my argument. You can make the argument that Wilson getting us involved in World War I was. I
mean, I think Woodrow Wilson, if you're making an all-time worst top 5,
yeah,
you not leave out Woody. I mean, here's a guy.
See, I don't know enough about him, but this is what happens when academics become president. I should have stayed at president of Princeton where he belonged, and
right. I mean,
maybe the 20s wouldn't have happened.
Right. I mean, he's got to be up there. I mean, again, and I think
the Adamses weren't great.
Right. Well, and I think too, there's an interesting conversation to have here regarding
worst presidents.
What's that?
Worst presidents.
Worst presidents, but also by what means of analysis, right? Pure corruption is one thing.
Yep. And ineptitude is another. What's worse? What's worse? Ineptitude? I mean, do we have to take utilitarian? Like, is it utilitarian? It's like, is the benchmark, whether it's ineptitude or corruption, the damage you did to the country? I think that's a fair assessment, that it's damage done to the country is the standard.
Right. Whether it's corruption, whether it's ineptitude,
I mean,
I'm going to take it a step further, especially when we bring our friend Woodrow Wilson back into the conversation. The damage you did to the world